Our planet is a vast and interconnected system, a complex web of interactions that span the globe. The oceans, the atmosphere, and the land are in a constant dance, influencing each other in ways we are only beginning to understand. This intricate ballet of natural forces shapes our weather, our climate, and ultimately, our lives. One of the most dramatic examples of this interplay is the Niño-Southern Oscillation, or ENSO, a climate pattern that originates in the tropical Pacific Ocean. ENSO is a powerful force that can disrupt weather patterns across the globe, affecting everything from rainfall to temperature. ENSO has two phases, El Niño, the warm phase, and La Niña, the cool phase. Each phase brings its own unique set of conditions and impacts, creating a dynamic and ever-changing climate system. Imagine the Pacific Ocean as a giant swimming pool, a vast expanse of water that stretches across the globe. Normally, trade winds blow from east to west, pushing warm water towards Indonesia and Australia. These winds are like a giant hand, moving the water across the ocean. This creates a pool of warm water in the western Pacific, a vast reservoir of heat that influences weather patterns far and wide. But every few years these winds weaken or even reverse, allowing the warm water to slosh back towards the east, towards South America. This is El Niño, a phenomenon that can have profound effects on global weather. La Niña, on the other hand, is like the opposite of El Niño. While El Niño brings warm water eastward, La Niña intensifies the normal pattern, pushing even more warm water westward. During La Niña, the trade winds blow stronger than usual, intensifying the normal pattern. These stronger winds act like a powerful force, driving the warm water further west. This pushes more warm water towards the west, piling it up even higher. The western Pacific becomes a vast pool of warm water, while the eastern Pacific cools down. As a result, the eastern Pacific becomes even colder than usual. This cooling effect can have significant impacts on weather patterns, both locally and globally. This seemingly simple shift in ocean temperatures has far-reaching consequences for weather patterns around the globe. It can influence everything from the monsoons in India to the hurricane season in the Atlantic. It's like a domino effect, triggering a cascade of changes in atmospheric circulation and precipitation patterns. These changes can lead to droughts in some regions and floods in others, creating a complex and interconnected web of impacts. Understanding these changes is crucial for predicting and preparing for the impacts of La Niña. Scientists use advanced models and data analysis to track these patterns and forecast their effects, helping communities around the world to prepare for the challenges ahead. From farmers adjusting their planting schedules to communities building flood defenses, the ability to predict and respond to these climate patterns is essential for resilience and adaptation. By understanding the dance of El Niño and La Niña, we can better navigate the challenges of our changing world. One of the most noticeable effects of La Niña is its cooling influence on global temperatures. This phenomenon, which is the counterpart to El Niño, plays a significant role in the Earth's climate system. La Niña events are characterized by unusually cold ocean temperatures in the equatorial Pacific, which can have far-reaching impacts on weather patterns and global temperatures. Remember that pool of warm water that usually sits in the western Pacific? This warm water is a key player in the Earth's climate, acting like a giant radiator. It releases heat into the atmosphere, influencing global temperatures and weather patterns. The warm water pool is a crucial component of the El Niño-Southern Oscillation ENSO cycle, which includes both El Niño and La Niña phases. That warm water acts like a giant radiator, releasing heat into the atmosphere and influencing global temperatures. When this heat is released, it can lead to changes in atmospheric circulation, affecting weather patterns around the world. The heat distribution from the ocean to the atmosphere is a complex process that can have significant impacts on global climate. During La Niña, with more warm water piled up in the west, less heat is released into the atmosphere over the central and eastern Pacific. This shift in heat distribution can lead to cooler than average temperatures in these regions. The accumulation of warm water in the western Pacific also affects ocean currents and weather patterns, contributing to the overall cooling effect of La Niña. This can lead to a slight decrease in global average temperatures. While the cooling effect of La Niña is generally modest, it can still have noticeable impacts on global climate. The decrease in global temperatures during La Niña events is a reminder of the complex interplay between the ocean and the atmosphere. It's like turning down the thermostat on that giant radiator. By reducing the amount of heat released into the atmosphere, La Niña can create a temporary cooling effect. This analogy helps to illustrate how changes in ocean temperatures can influence global climate. However, it's important to remember that La Niña's cooling effect is not uniform. Different regions of the world can experience varying impacts from La Niña. While some areas may see cooler than average temperatures, others might experience warmer conditions or changes in precipitation patterns. While some regions experience cooler than average temperatures, others may see warmer conditions. This variability is due to the complex interactions between the ocean and the atmosphere, which can lead to different outcomes in different parts of the world. The effects of La Niña are influenced by a variety of factors, including local climate conditions and atmospheric circulation patterns. It's all part of the complex interplay between the ocean and the atmosphere. The interactions between these two components of the Earth's climate system are intricate and dynamic, leading to a wide range of weather and climate outcomes. Understanding these interactions is crucial for predicting and responding to the impacts of La Niña and other climate phenomena. Despite its cooling influence, La Niña doesn't negate the long-term trend of global warming caused by human activities. The overall warming of the planet due to greenhouse gas emissions continues to be a major concern. La Niña events may provide temporary relief from rising temperatures, but they do not reverse the long-term trend of global warming. It's like throwing an ice cube into a pot of boiling water. It might temporarily cool things down, but the water is still boiling. This metaphor highlights the temporary nature of La Niña's cooling effect. While it can provide short-term relief from rising temperatures, the underlying trend of global warming remains unchanged. The ongoing challenge of addressing climate change requires a comprehensive understanding of both natural climate variability and human-induced warming. While La Niña might bring cooler temperatures to some parts of the world, it's not just a simple shift in the thermometer readings. The phenomenon has a much broader impact on global weather patterns. It also ushers in a period of intense rainfall and flooding in others. This isn't just a drizzle or a passing shower, we're talking about torrential downpours that can last for days, sometimes even weeks. Remember those strengthened trade winds? They don't just push warm water westward, they play a crucial role in shaping the weather we experience on land. These winds carry moisture with them, gathering it from the warm ocean waters and transporting it across vast distances. This moisture-laden air rises over the western Pacific, cools and condenses, forming thick, heavy clouds that are primed to release their water content. This process leads to increased rainfall over Indonesia, Southeast Asia, and parts of Australia. These regions can experience relentless rain, turning streets into rivers and fields into lakes. It's like wringing out a wet towel. The tighter you squeeze, the more water comes out. The atmosphere, laden with moisture, releases it in a deluge. The increased rainfall can overwhelm rivers and drainage systems, leading to widespread flooding. Urban areas, with their concrete landscapes, are particularly vulnerable as water has nowhere to go. Homes are inundated, crops are destroyed, and lives are disrupted. The economic impact is profound, affecting agriculture, infrastructure, and daily life. In some cases, the flooding can be so severe that it triggers landslides and mudslides, adding to the devastation. These natural disasters can wipe out entire communities in a matter of minutes. The impacts of La Niña-fueled flooding are felt far and wide, affecting not just individuals but also entire communities and economies. Recovery can take years, and the scars left behind are often permanent. Businesses are affected, schools are closed, and the daily rhythm of life is thrown into chaos. The economic toll can be staggering, with billions of dollars in damages and lost productivity. It's a stark reminder of the interconnectedness of our planet. What happens in one part of the world can have ripple effects that are felt thousands of miles away. The far-reaching consequences of even seemingly small changes in climate patterns underscore the importance of understanding and addressing these shifts. As we continue to study La Niña and its impacts, we gain valuable insights into the complex web of our global climate system. While some regions grapple with too much water during La Niña, others face the opposite problem: drought. Remember how La Niña cools the eastern Pacific? This cooler water suppresses rainfall in certain regions, leading to drier than normal conditions. South America, particularly the western coast, often bears the brunt of La Niña-induced droughts. The normally arid region becomes even drier, with rainfall significantly below average. The lack of rainfall parches the land, withers crops, and depletes water resources. But South America isn't the only region affected. Parts of Africa, particularly the Horn of Africa and Southern Africa, also experience drier conditions during La Niña. The lack of rainfall exacerbates existing water scarcity issues, leading to food shortages, famine, and conflict over dwindling resources.